This is the plaintiff, Donna Stennett. She says she's known the defendant since he was a teenager, and she ended up hiring him to install a security gate on her property. Well, that was a big mistake, because she paid him up front, and the louse has been giving her the royal runaround ever since. She's here suing for the $5,100 she paid him for doing nothing. This is the defendant, Robert. He says he was unable to install the security gate because it rained every day for an entire week. The plaintiff lost her patience with him and the time it was taking him to get the job started, but his hands were tied due to the bad weather. He had to go to the police. The cops told her she was gonna get arrested and charged with harassment, and here they are. He's accused of doing nothing.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff has known the defendant since he was a teenager, hired him to install a gate, and he screwed her over. But the defendant says he couldn't install the gate because it rained and she flipped out. It's the case of gateway to disaster.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Donna Stennett.
Yes.
You are suing Robert's company and Robert for the $5,100 that you want returned to you because he did not complete the job on your home.
Correct.
You two know each other from way back.
Yes.
Tell me how you know him.
I knew him as a child, and he was in school, high school, I believe. And he was having trouble at home with his parents, and he stayed with my home for a short period of time. And as he grew older, his father was in construction, so he was doing work with him.
What's a short period of time?
A couple months.
So, and how did you know him back then?
He was a student at the school.
And you...
He went to school, same school my daughter went to.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
he was a student at this... Was he friends with your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
They went to the same school.
All right,
Yes.
so you've known each other a long time. So he's done other work for you and it's gone fine. So you hire him to do this work for you, and what was supposed to be done?
What was supposed to be done, my primary objective was to have an electronic remote fence. So when I come in my driveway, I can just push a button and go to into my garage. And also I wanted a slab in the back, in my backyard for my barbecue grill.
Okay.
Because I didn't really have a patio, so it was just a slab of concrete.
Okay, do you have a written contract with him?
Yes.
Not the one I signed, he has it.
Okay, can I have that? You should always have, there should always be two originals and each side takes it.
I know, I didn't
If not, take a picture of it, but don't just leave without a copy of your contract. Okay. So what was left to be done? Everything you've circled?
Everything I circled is what.
Okay,
left to
remove
be
dirt
done.
across driveway, add a remote opening for 16-foot driveway gate, build a 16-foot chain link gate on site by welding together, add roller poles and rails for gate, add new wiring and tubing for, none of that stuff was done, right? Okay.
Which is 5 items.
Right, well, 5 pretty big items.
Yeah.
What was done? The
actual demolition of the gate, add the entry gate, the sidewalk for the entry gate, and the barbecue patio, and of course to dig it out.
The barbecue patio is a slab of concrete.
It's a slab, yes.
Right. And how much money has she paid you up until that
She
point?
gave me $5,100 in a
And
check.
how much was the entire contract?
Her entire contract was $6,800.
$6,800. All right, so what happened? He just ghosted?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. Every time I contacted him, it was always on a Monday. He's going to come Monday. Something was going to happen Monday. Monday comes around, nothing happened.
You have no idea. Listen, I come from a contracting family. So I witnessed this. You know, my father was a contractor. My brother was a contractor. My father, when they're working for someone else and people tell you this construction in my house, you don't understand how frustrating it is to constantly hear, I'm going to be there, and then that side isn't there. And you don't know how many, they're like jugglers with 1,000 plates in the air. They're not in the Bahamas when they're not coming. They're just biting off more, it's not your problem, but they're biting off more than they can chew and borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, and it's like insanity. And you wonder how they could possibly feed their family with this kind of what seems to be disorganization. But it's very frustrating to be on that side and just constantly hear next week. How long were you on that side? How long were you waiting for him?
Well, the end of May is when they put down the concrete. And from that point, nothing
From
else
that
happened.
point until when?
Till August the 23rd was the last time I had contact with this man.
And
that's
what happened on August 23rd?
I went to his house to see him because I had went there previously, and the woman that answered the door said he wasn't home. His truck was in front of the house, but she said he wasn't home, so I'm like, okay.
But what happened? Did you guys have conversations or anything?
We had conversation. There was no argument. He said he was going to call the police because I told him I took a picture of him, of his truck. He reminded me that it wasn't in his name and stuff. So I'm trying to find somebody else to talk to. That's why I went to his home.
So what happened? Where'd you go?
I didn't go nowhere. We had conversations. We had email conversations. We had telephone conversations.
But I know, but what happened between May and August? June, July, August. That's a long time to not finish a job. Why didn't you finish? I have
been over our house before then, in between then.
What had you done at her house?
We finished up the fence, the entry gate. We had to finish up the entry gate.
When did you do that?
I did that on June the 14th.
Is that accurate? Because you said the last time he was there was in May. Did they finish the entry gate on June the 14th?
I said that he laid down the concrete in May. When
was the last time he worked at your house before August?
The last time he was at my house was the beginning of August. And that's when he came.
Well, that's different. That's no longer he ghosted for 3 months.
But he didn't do anything.
Hold on. He's ghosting for 3 weeks. All right, so when does the last time he came to your house was the beginning of August to do what?
To drop off a box and storm away.
What's a box?
It was supposed to be the motor. I haven't touched the box, so I don't know what's in it. I just know it's a box.
And why do you say storm away?
Because he was upset because I'm like, oh, here he comes now. Because he had just pulled up. I was talking to somebody else that was in my driveway. And then he pulled up and he saw.
Tell me why you didn't finish the job.
Didn't finish the job for the simple fact is, we got into a confrontation. After the
tell me
time
about
I came over, what confrontation was, I came over to get rid of the motor and the parts because I'm tired of storing them at my house. So
what do you mean tired of storing? Why don't you just finish the gate?
We couldn't finish the gate because I didn't dig the driveway out.
Right, so why didn't you do that?
Well, I didn't do that because, for one, I needed another excavator. I already paid for one excavator because she wanted me to hurry up and get out there after she gave me the check. I said, well, let's check the weather. She didn't want to go with the weather, so I said, it's going to rain at this time. She said, I want something done. I ordered an excavator. The excavator sat in the backyard for 5 days.
So what?
So 2 laborers were supposed to go over there and dig for the roller post. She called me, said it wasn't there at 12:30. I said, okay, let me find out where they at, and I'll get back to you. I called them. They said they wasn't happy about being over there because her dogs keep coming out the house. And they said, we don't want to be over there with them dogs because she can't control it.
I can't believe that.
Hold on. Go on.
So after that, then me and her had a conversation. After that conversation, I was bringing her the motor because that conversation didn't go well prior to the one when I brought the motor over there because she was over there saying there was a man in the driveway. She said, well, this is the guy supposed to be putting my fence up. I said, well, after he started backing out, I did get upset with her. I said, listen, this is between me and you, not everybody else. I said that.
Because she was trash talking you to whoever that was.
Right. And I said, that wasn't even right. So here's your stuff. I'm not doing nothing else.
Okay, so you quit.
Yeah.
All right, so she wants some of the money back because you quit. I know she still owes $1,700.
Right.
But how is $1,700 going to get her the remote gate?
Actually, I gave her a deal on this remote gate.
I don't care. In the end result, you quit. So now, I have to calculate what you didn't do. What you didn't do is remove some dirt across the driveway in an area 4 foot wide by 13 feet long. Add a remote opening 16-foot chain link gate on site by welding together. Add new wiring and tubing for the driveway gate motor. You know somebody's going to do that for $1,700 because that's all she still has in her pocket when you quit. So she's asking for some of the money back. Is it going to be what she says, all of it? Of course not. You did do some work. Right. But when you quit, and you quit on a lady who took you in for several months, doesn't that make you feel bad a little?
Well, yeah.
Right. But, like, of all the people to quit on, it's not like she's a stranger. She took you in your time of need as a youth.
I've been trying to pay it forward back to her because we put a fence all the way around her house.
Okay. I can't believe you quit. Now what are we going to do?
So if a homeowner hires you, but then starts disrespecting you and trash talking you, can you quit the job and keep the money that the homeowner's already paid?
You can only keep the money for the work you have done, and then you should settle that way.
Fair enough. What do you say?
I agree with him.
Just the work done.
Work done.
But if I make a contract with you and I've got the price of the contract, and then you start disrespecting me, I can't keep the whole thing and bail?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
Do you have an estimate from another company of what it'll cost? Or are you just going to leave me here guessing? How are you in here empty-handed just saying, give me all my money back, when you know he put in the barbecue slab? According to you, it's not right because he didn't put gravel underneath?
That's correct.
Is that necessary?
Concrete is going to
Well,
crack
in the
when it
state of
gets
Ohio, as
cold.
long as it's on virgin ground, then it's okay to pour concrete on top of it because it's not going to settle no more.
I don't know if that'll crack or not. We'll see.
You have pictures. You have
Oh, has it cracked already?
You have pictures.
Wait,
of,
has it cracked already?
No.
Right,
It hasn't
right.
got cold enough. I mean,
It's all concrete cracks because it shrinks. That's why we put control joints in it. So it'll crack on the joints and not all over the place.
Did you put control joints on it?
Yes, I did. We even
So I'm just going to guess at what a gate costs. That's wild. All right, works for me if it works for you. So what kind of gate is it? It isn't iron, it's chain link?
Yes, chain
Okay.
link, stainless steel.
All right, I'm going to estimate that at $2,000 and order you to return $2,000 to the plaintiff.
Well, the plaintiff gets back $2,000, not $5,100. Robert, how do you feel? Sorry about that. You know, it really is. A judge asked you about this, don't you? You admitted you feel bad about what you've done to her.
I've been trying to pay it back forward. Enough is enough.
Well, good luck to you in the future,
All right,
okay?
thank you.
All right. Ms. Stennett, how you feeling now?
No, I'm a little disappointed because I feel I should have got all my money back. And
Well, he did do some work. Some things
he
are done.
did do something, but I'll find out in the future. I might be bringing him back again because my stuff might crack. If it does, I'll be back.
Okay, all right. Good enough. Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
All right. Harvey?
You know, I got to tell you something. When I watch this could have been handled very differently by these people had they had better communication. When you hire a contractor, you got to sit down and nail down all the details. You know, the materials used, the time frame, what's going to be done, the scope of the job. The more you nail down, the less likely you'll end up in court.